final court judgment on Princess Haya getting custody of her children and a
Yeah.
massive payout. But yeah, this
How
this was
massive?
massive, massive. Let me show
Way
you.
way more than you and I can imagine.
Yeah, and I mean, those numbers seem crazy to us, but it's crazy because in the court process, according to that, the judges were saying she's actually not even wealthy by the standards that we're asking for in terms of that just goes to show you how much Sheikh Mo is rolling in dough. Like the guy is just filthy rich. Anyway, it was good to see England step in and right the wrongs of what happened in Dubai. So, Dubai Princess wins £554 million from Sheikh in UK settlement. Dubai's ruler, Sheikh Mohammed, there he is.
Yeah, he's.
Haris, you
How
happy
old
with
is
that
he?
amount? 554 mil.
I just want one.
You just want one. Well, maybe chuck in a couple of your highnesses in this and then we'll see.
No amount of sucking up can get me down.
Not after the
Your
things you
Highness.
said, mate.
Your Highness. No, I've never said anything bad about him.
No, but I mean, just
Actually, maybe
calling
I
out their
have.
human rights is enough, for sure.
I think that's
Anything.
enough, yeah.
Probably your association with me is enough at this point.
The only single thing I'm going to get from them is a bullet.
Oh my God, yeah.
Between the eyes.
Just don't go into any embassies, yeah?
Yeah, nah, I ain't doing that.
Anyway, so Dubai's ruler, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has been ordered by the High Court in London to provide a British record of more than £554 million, that's $733 million, to settle a custody battle with his ex-wife over their two children. The bulk of the massive award to Princess Haya bint Al Hussein, half-sister of Jordan's King Abdullah, and the couple's two children is to ensure their lifetime security, not least to address the grave risk posed to them by the Sheikh himself, said the judge Philip Moore. Philip Moore, absolutely mad respect to you, because I mean this is what needed to be tackled after what we saw had happened with Sheikha Shamsa and Sheikha Latifa. With Sheikha Shamsa literally being kidnapped from the streets of Cambridge. We've discussed this all before. And then Latifa's story and like this almost vegetated state that they get put back into, locked within the palace like walls, but literally in a shed like situation. It's horrible. So I'm very, very glad that UK courts recognize this actual fact, the fact that he's a grave risk to his own children and his own family members. So yeah, very great. Like that was very nice to read. The judge said she's not asking for an award for herself other than for security and to compensate her for the possessions she lost as a result of the marital breakdown. He directed Mohammed to make a one-off payment of £251.5 million within 3 months to Haya for the upkeep of her British mansions to cover the money she said she was owed for jewelry and racehorses and for her future security costs. The Sheikh, who is Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE, was also told to provide £3 million towards the education of Jalila 14 and Zayed 9 and £9.6 million in arrears. He was also asked to pay 11.2 mil a year for the children's maintenance and for their security when they become adults. These payments will be guaranteed via £290 million security held by HSBC Bank. And the final sum, despite being believed by some London lawyers to be the largest public award ever ordered by an English family court, is less than half of the £1.4 billion that Haya had originally sought. During almost 7 hours of testimony, Haya, 47, said a large one-off payment would allow for a clean break and remove the Sheikh's hold over her and her children. I really want to be free, and I want them to be free, she told the court. Yes. Following the ruling, a spokesperson for the Sheikh said he had always ensured that his children are provided for, and he asked the media to respect their privacy. A lawyer for Haya did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Anyway, yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. It kind of goes into details about this. But again, great stuff. And also it was really interesting because obviously this is at some level going to tarnish the Sheikh's reputation in general in England and his standing here, because as we know, he's very pally-pally with the British royals, and he's got a lot of money invested in the racehorses here as well. So there were questions about all of those elements coming into play when it comes to this court case, because of how private in nature and how like it was connected to such a family of like with a high reputation kind of thing. But yeah, the justice process worked and went through, and none of that mattered, and it was just a man with he was treated like any other normal man. And I think that's the bit that was really respectful, the fact for a judge to call out his behavior in the abusive, not being fit to be a father for his children kind of way, as opposed to like this would never, I tweeted about it straight away, because this would never ever have happened in Dubai. It would have been the opposite. This would have been a mess. The kids would have stayed with him. There is no way on God's green earth that was the wrong expression to use.
No, I actually find it quite interesting that, these Western countries they always have this leverage, because all of these corrupt dictators or monarchs, or these either they're theocrats or autocrats, all these guys in their own country. And this is the reason why I'm such a fan of democracy. But we know how, especially the UK, facilitates parking of stolen money in the UK, and I think I was watching this documentary a while ago, and United States has actually asked the UK quite a few times, and even pressured them into stop this money laundering. Whether they're Russian oligarchs or Pakistani corrupt politicians or these Middle Eastern princes or African corrupt leaders or whatever, they all take the money, park it in Europe or Cayman Islands or whatever, which get the guarantees from Britain. So they always have this leverage on them that, okay, when it comes to them, now we're going to pull the string. Now we're going to, hey, you've got this money in the HSBC account. Hey, now you're not going to, we can't invade you or whatever. We can't make you pay this, but we'll freeze your account. And that's exactly what they're doing with the Russian oligarchs as well. But they don't do that. And this is a very fair point by Imran Khan has always made, that why don't they do this with the corrupt Pakistani politicians? Nawaz Sharif, Bhutto family, they all have got their money stashed away in British accounts, or Cayman Islands, or British Virgin Islands, or whatever, all of those ones. And they say, well, sorry, we don't know. But they will, and that's how they blackmail them. So that's how they use people like Nawaz Sharif or his family for their own interests, which is a slap in the face of an individual sovereignty of a country. And that's the reason why these local people end up hating the West, because it's not. So they started blocking, freezing the accounts of these Russian oligarchs. Now, did they not know before that these oligarchs have actually stolen this money from the ordinary Russian people? There's massive, wide-scale corruption. No. Let them bring their billions into our economy. Let them inject them. Let them buy these multi-million pound apartments
yachts.
Apartments in Mayfair or wherever, Richmond or wherever. So it is very unfair. But anyway, but when it comes to this, so that's how, because I was wondering, I was like, how are they going to make sure that they get this money? Well, okay. Oh, you've got your foreign accounts here. We've got you.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.